So in order to be able to get your Bybit Testnet keys, as you can see, first thing you want to do is head over to the Bybit Testnet website, or yes, the Bybit Testnet website. If you want to grab your mainnet keys, you just head on to the normal Bybit website or access it through your phone. But for you to be able to get your testnet keys, you need to access it through the testnet site, which you might need to sign up or log in with your main email or whichever sign up method you use. So first thing you want to do is search up testnet.bybit.com. Testnet, as you can see, I'm typing on my screen, .bybit.com, and hit enter. And let it load. It's going to. So if you haven't signed in, you can sign in. It will be on the top left, and you just use the sign-in method that you have previously with your main account, or if you want to sign up, still the same thing. Make sure you use the same mail, right, to sign up, right, on the testnet.bybit.com. So once you are on this page, as you can see here, you want to look on the top right, and over on the top right, you want to go over to this place that has kind of your account picture sign, right? You want to go over here, and you want to scroll down, and you should see API settings, right? If you are not seeing your API settings here, check your URL and see that you're on testnet.bybit.com/en/, right? So make sure you're on the, I say English, let's call it English, as stands for en. So make sure that's if you're on it. If you cannot see your API option here, so once you do that, you should be able to see this API option, and you click it to open it. So it's going to bring us to this APIs management screen here. As you can see, I already have an API key set up, right? So I'm going to run you through how to create an API key and all the things you need to know. First, you need to know is that it is advisable that you set up your authenticator. I think you would need that even before you can create an API key, but you should set up your authenticator probably through Google Authenticator or any other authenticator app you use. So with that done, once you're on this page, you want to create key. On the top here where my mouse is over, you can see create new key. You can click that, and then you should see select your API key type. So you want to click system generated API keys. Click that and let it load. Once you do that, the first option here is API key usage, and you want to leave it on API transaction, right? Then you can add a remark, a name that you want to give it. You can give it any name you wish. For this, I can just give it test, right? So any name which you can use to identify what you use it for or what you connected it to. Then the permission should be read and write, because we would need it, and you can't leave it on no IP restriction. Once IPs are available for you to set it, we would let you know so that you'll be able to use no IP whitelisting, right? So only specific IP addresses will be able to use the API key, which is the one that we give you. But for now, leave it on no IP restriction. Then down here, you want to select few key things. You want to select unified trading. As you can see, everything under unified trading is selected, and that is all you want to select. You just want to select only unified trading. All the other options should be left unchecked. Do not check any other options. This is for the safety of your account, right? This unified trading permissions only give us permissions to trade your spots and your other positions, right? It does not give us access to move your funds or your money. So your funds control stays with you, right? So you want to make sure this is not checked for security reasons. Even when you are doing it on the main net, it's still the same procedure. So once you want to do that, once you are done with that, you can click submit. Once you make sure your selection is only unified trading, you can click submit. And it's going to ask you for your two-factor authentication code, right? Which is why I asked us to set up two-factor authentication before we proceed to setting up our API key. So for this part, I will just enter the two-factor authentication key I get, right? So hold on a sec. I will delete this right after we are done with the test. So yeah, we can you can see that the name of the API key is test. You can't change that. Then your API key, you can copy it. Make sure you store it somewhere safe. And your API secret, make sure, don't rush through this part. Make sure you copy your API key and your API secret. Note them very well and keep them safely, right? Take note of them because you won't be able to access your API secret after this. So make sure you keep both of them safe, right? You'll still be able to see the API key, but you won't be able to see the API secret as stated, right? You won't be able to see it. To ensure the security of your account, your API secret key will be reviewed only once at the time of creation. So if you lose this API secret, you might as well just create a new API key and delete the old one, right? So make sure you don't lose this and don't share it to anybody also. Only use it on the specific the app, right, on the software. So make sure you keep it safe. After you've copied it, you do what? You click copy, you copy it, and you keep it safe. Once you do that, you have successfully you have successfully created an API key. You click understood, and there you have your second API key or your API